Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this Euros podcast with myself, David, and my co-host today, Thomas Green. So yes, so it's our last episode today of the Euro podcast, which we've been doing during the Euros, which will be the final tomorrow between Italy and England, which I'm supporting Italy tomorrow because my friend's husband's Italian, and I don't like Italy. I don't like England.
Oh, you just say you don't like Italy, man.
I don't like it. I don't like it. England.
I'll be supporting England because I got family who's English. My mum's English, my dad's Welsh, but I got most of my family are from London. So, like I said, that's the capital of England. That's the reason why I'm supporting England tomorrow. Like, it's been a fantastic tournament. Like I said, it's been a fantastic tournament. We didn't think England would get this far anyway. We didn't think they would get to the final, and it's been the last final was in 1966.
Yeah,
So
it was, but I don't think they'll beat the Italians. But you never know.
You never know that
They've caused a lot of trouble during the game on Wednesday, where one of the fans shined a laser in Casper Schmeichel's eye, so England could be fined for that. So we don't know.
Yeah, well, how much do you reckon was Boris Johnson doing that?
I don't know.
Pointing the laser pointer in his face. Come on,
Yeah.
Come on, do it for England.
So yeah, we got after the Euros. We're taking a couple of weeks after today. We're taking a couple of weeks off.
Yes, and then we'll be back for the Premier League,
which starts in August.
Yes, and of course we'll be back with Premier League football, which is, of course, we don't know apart from Sancho, that's for signed for United. We don't know anyone else that's been signed yet. It's all up in the air at the moment because, like I said, the Euros. Once the Euros are finished, then we'll know who's going to go where.
Yeah.
So they don't want to do any major signings until the Euros are finished. I don't know if anybody's picked up any injuries during the tournament, and obviously that's going to hamper transfer negotiations. Obviously, that's the main thing. Like England and Italy on Sunday. That's the big match, and of course, like I said, then we'll take 2 weeks off. We'll have a look at what's going on in the world of normal football because obviously the past couple of weeks have been very busy with the Euros. Like I said, the highlight for me, the Euros so far, is still Denmark, to be fair, after what happened to their star player. They did so well to get to the semi-finals. Obviously, they got unstuck at the last minute, but like I said, Denmark are still the heroes of the tournament, I reckon, having to come through all that and get to the semi-finals, but obviously get knocked out by England at the last minute, but they still did pretty well to get where they got.
Well, my highlights of the Euros was between the French and the Belgians.
Oh, don't mention that. No.
So yeah, that's my highlights. We got so far. We got to the quarterfinals. I got knocked out, both teams. Spain did pretty well.
Yeah, but Spain, to be fair, the Spanish team, they started off pretty slow, but they still slowly got their act together, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
But I think Spain, like I said, they were lucky to not got knocked out, but they have won the Euros twice already in this modern era of football. They won it in 2008, 2012. They won the World Cup in South Africa in 2010. So, of course, some of the Spanish team have lost some of their star players due to retirement, and of course, the young players are coming in as well. So, I reckon in a few years, the Spanish team will obviously find their feet again, but it's going to take some time. And of course, it's like that with England. England have probably been through a lot. They've lost so many tournaments over the years, but like I said, some of their players have left the side, like Rooney, Lampard, Gerrard, Ashley Cole, those big names that I grew up with watching England in the early 2000s. And of course, now that's we've got new players like Harry Kane, Sterling, all these great Premier League players that don't normally work together anyway, but now they're working together to try and win a tournament for England. What about the Welsh side? What were your feelings towards them coming out of the tournament now?
It's good, but we did pretty well, but we need to strengthen the squad, I think.
That's a good point, actually. Even though Wales is a small island nation in itself, the problem is Wales' main sport is rugby.
Yeah.
So the big question is, how do we get Welsh people interested in football as they were doing rugby? But the problem is rugby is a more entertaining sport for people to watch, and they see on the TV and say, "Oh, I want to do that." I want to get into rugby, and nobody has any mixed feelings about football because obviously football is obviously it's a big popular sport in the world, but it's not as popular in Wales, but it's slowly getting there, isn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, that is the final podcast from myself, David, and my co-host Tom.
Like I said, we'll be back. Like I said, we're just covering everything what we saw so far. We'll be back for 2 weeks' time. Hopefully, we'll have our usual people as well. So if you are new to the channel, hit that like button and subscribe for the podcast. And we'll be back in 2 weeks' time for a preview of the Premier League season. And of course, we'll be going about reviewing the Premier League season, Champions League, FA Cups, all that stuff when the season kicks off again. So if you are new to the channel, hit that like button. We will be back in 2 weeks. Until then, have a good weekend and stay safe.
Yeah, stay safe. Ta-da.
Ta-ra.